so today I'm going to talk to you guys a little bit about training your dog. Dog training is the art of teaching a dog to act and behave appropriately, as well as perform other special duties that you want it to do. There are many different benefits that go along with having a trained dog. Having a trained dog allows you to be able to go out in public and be able to get involved in your community and allow you to have your companion animal with you at most times. There are many aspects that go along with training your dog. Today I'm going to focus on 3 for the purposes of my speech. These 3 main aspects are number 1, body language and positioning, 2, teaching commands to your dog, and 3, the reward system. Body language and positioning is the first thing we're going to talk about. It's always very important to use a clear and firm voice with your animal. Besides that, it's always very important to start training your dog with it knowing to be to your left at all times. This really helps when you get into like leash training and stuff like that. This also allows your animal to be able to look up at you and kind of know like what it's supposed to be doing and what its next move should be, because it's able to it's at your side, so it's like, what am I going to do next? This also allows your dog to become your companion. It learns that it's by your side, it's your companion and not in front of you, and to protect you from anyone else that's your companion. Nylabone describes in one of their articles online that dogs react to our body language, and by keeping them by our side, they know to look up at us and make sure that their next move is what we want it to be, and that how they react is how we react to what's going on around us. This also allows, as I said before, dogs to easily be trained on a leash. This really helped me keeping my dog to my left and leash training her. She was able to look up at me and know what I was going to do next, as well as I was able to keep her at my side and kind of maneuver her around where I wanted her to go. Next, we're going to talk about teaching your dog commands. The ABC Practical Guide to Dog Training states that using clear, firm, and repetitive commands makes it easier for your dogs to understand what you expect them to learn. As I said before, a firm and deeper voice should always be used, so your dog knows that you're in charge and that you're kind of the alpha male. You never want to use a high-pitched voice when training your dog, because that really entices dogs to get excited and get in that playful mode, and they're not going to want to be trained. Also, a weak voice, if you have like a soft or a weak voice, then the dog's not going to think you're being serious, and they're going to see that weakness and they're going to think that they're going to be in charge. Next, we're going to be consistent in the use of your commands. Especially for your dog, it's really hard for them to go from one command to another. So if you're trying to tell your dog to sit and you're going to train it to sit, and you're going to say, sit, and then the next day you go and say, down, your dog's not going to know what to do because the day before you trained it to sit. Hand gestures, they're very commonly used in dog training. They should always be made sharp and away from the body. So if I was going to tell my dog to sit, I didn't want to be like, you sit down right there. I'm going to be like, sit, so they are able to follow my hand and kind of move their body with my hand. Lastly, we're going to talk about the reward system. A positive reinforcement dog training is also referred to as force-free training, reward-based training, or clicker training. This is a method that focuses on telling your dog when it's correct instead of just focusing on telling it when it's incorrect. American Kennel Club states that when you punish your dog because it's doing something it's not supposed to be doing, you're using a form of negative reinforcement, and this can often make your dog be afraid of learning new things. So it's always important to be positive with your dog when you're training them. Obviously, treats are the most common form of rewards, especially for food-motivated dogs. My dog, however, is not very food-motivated, so what worked for me really well was the clicker-based training, and that's what I have in my hand here. So whenever I was training her, I'd be like, Nova, sit, and if she would sit, I would make this noise. This noise really appeals to a lot of dogs. Not only this, but also affection. As I said, it's one of the biggest things that dogs really respond to, so when your dog does something that you want it to be doing right, be sure to always praise it and give it that love and affection. So in conclusion, just remember to keep the 3 main topics I covered today when training your next dog or your dog you have at home. And that's going to be body language, teaching it commands, and the reward system. I also hope to inspire y'all a little bit with having a trained dog. I actually work with my dog. She's been in training to become a therapy dog. So she's able to go to hospitals, schools, nursing homes, any place like that where She's not only able to be a companion for me, but she's also able to be a companion for those that need it most. So I just want to thank you for your time.